are about to start the day's lecture. This lecture is the first in series of what we are going to have for the year 1987. What we have before us as a nation is that what at all can make Ghana a blessed harbor? It's for you and me as citizens to solve this problem. And fortunately for us as a nation, we've got somebody who is ready to solve the problem for me and you. And he is in the person of Saint Daniel Atta, the man who saw God. So the mystery school, the Sacred Order of the Mystic Brotherhood, is here with you today to find solutions to this major national problem. We are about to start the lectures with an anthem entitled God is Here. God is here. Then continue with God is Love.
God address you as brothers and sisters, just like the Christians do. This afternoon, I think you have heard approximately 1 hour of singing, of anthems, hymns, and psalms. It was a prelude to the lecture, as you have already heard. The hallmark of this lecture this afternoon is to introduce to you the man who saw God. In fact, when many people hear this, they marvel. Sometimes they disbelieve. They ask themselves, how can a man see God when he's alive? But Christ has promised that they who are perfect in heart shall see God. If you go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 8, he says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So in effect, the promise that Christ put down so many decades ago has been won by a Ghanaian. This prize has been won by a Ghanaian. In fact, it's a challenge that was put to the whole world. Shouldn't we be proud of this? This man was first introduced to us so many years ago. This paper I'm holding here is Sunday Mirror, October 9, 1966. It was the first paper that he came in as the man who saw God. There was another publication that was in October 16, 1966. You can also find his publication there, proclaiming to the whole world that he's a saint and that he has problems. I mean, he can solve problems of the world today. There is another publication, September 11, 1966. There is another one, September 4, 1966. And there is another one, August 14, 1966. We don't know who to blame. We don't blame anyone. But he has waited until today so that the world can come to him and ask, you have seen God. What does God want us to do so that there will be peace on earth? Brothers, I will end here. And here, call upon the man, Saint Daniel, so that when he comes, he will talk to you the secret that God has for today. I end here. Saint Daniel.
brothers and sisters in God. Well, in God there's nothing life, and whatever is life is with Satan. But God is the truth. Well, we urge upon you, such is the kind of truth. When we say truth, that is, truth is God. And the way leading to God is the same truth. So in the mystery calling, here is the outbreak of the stupendous truth. Brush all commonalities of doubt as the letter G is broken. For salvation is yours, and Satan's tyranny is no more. What at all will make Ghana a blessed harbor? The burning eloquence of the 20th century mortal who rose from mere dust and ashes to the celestial city to meet his maker will tell and help you when such extraordinary things will happen. Then learn the parable of the fig tree, that we are heading towards the probabilities. Know then what to do. People take life easy. The shallow, mediocre complex. Be esoteric, and happiness will flow as a result. Well, when such a thing is being laid before you as a story, I first relate to you what a saint is. We have heard of so many saints gone by, but still we have to doubt if a man can be called a saint by now. But in the elder ages could bear such a name, how much more the modernists? Everybody was prepared for it else. The world grows as everything grows. The tree grows until it comes up to burst out all the substance in the trees. Well, we have now come to an age where mysteries are to be found, because the mind of man is grown up. But I'm sorry to say, some die with the ages and to grow with them. And because of this, things have gone wrong. But it is now that man should rise from dust and ashes to meet his maker. It is not a doubt. When we read, when we sang in the hymn, well, these things shall be a lesser age than ever the world have known shall rise. With flame of freedom in thy soul and light of knowledge in thy eyes, it has been sung for ages. Since 1840 to 1953, to 1893, that the song was brought up. But the key leading to the song is flame of freedom in their soul. We have the flame of freedom in our spirit, and then flame of freedom in our souls. The flame of freedom in our souls is psychic doctrine, which has not been mentioned until now, because the age was not up. This flame of freedom in our souls started in 1956. Preparation started from 1952, where the King of Kings is to come down and take his reign in people. But we are lack of teachers of such a mysterious work. But God in his mercy will never leave the world to be destitute. He will call upon people like such. You too can fly. Whoever is prepared is armored against all out of life, and then his warfare must be valiant with which to meet his maker. It's not an easy situation, but still, the way living to it is within the Bible, and the hymn also confirms it. When we go to Psalm 352, verse 5 and 6, it said, the things unknown to people's sense, unseen by reason, glimmering ray, with strong commanding evidence, thy heavenly origin display. Faith lends Israelites and light the cloud that spread the shadows fly. The invisible appears in sight, and God is seen by mortal eye. Well, we have been singing this song, but who is to face this tragedy of satanic influences and pass through? But it was my aim. I was born for it. This kind of sin is a very high degree that no man can say that it is sin. Sin is next to God himself. It's next to God himself. It's next to Jesus Christ. But even Jesus Christ is secondary, just like a secondary school of God, until we come to godliness. But when you come to godliness, it is a different test altogether. It's a very high means that a man will rise up to such a standard. But God has helped. If you try, he helps you. But until a saint will be born, different the 12 apostles saints, they were secondary saints, secondary. They were not pure saints. They were called by Jesus Christ, but the saints were not called when they are old and have done as much as they could. But when a saint is being raised up by God, within the womb, he knows what sort of person he is. He guides the person with angels, strong angels, because of Satan's powers. Because Satan knows what everybody coming into this world coming to do. Therefore, you must be very anxious against that fellow. Fight against him and trace him up. But because of this, God is so sensible to let his mighty angels guard when the person is in the womb. When he comes up to, the mother as well as the child is being governed by angels. These angels will display with their swords all around the person until that is brought forth. Then what they have to do is to start to teach him what he rather purposely came to do in this earth. This will continue until the boy can speak. He can see. Then angels will come and then lead him. Some from the sea, some from various points of this world. The world is not as we see it. This we see is the margin that divides 7 heavens and 7 hells. With these 7 hells and 7 heavens, a man will rise up either to go high or to go down. That is in the deep. And these angels will try, open the Bible to you, teach you many things within by a shorthand. Then going on, you will rise up in the main street of God to know what to do. The first thing is fear. When fear comes within your heart, then you can go ahead. But without the fear, you cannot do it. Going on, until that you are now become a human being, then you have to pass through many errors. Sometimes you go under the sea to see many things there, many things that God has done under the sea. Deep under the sea, and so many as it is. After that, you will be risen up to go high and see what God has also prepared. To make this world is not an easy thing. There are so many things to get this world. As you have the car, you see going. But there are many engines working. It is so with this world. You have some spirits in the sea who help us to penetrate what we couldn't. And some in the air, the earth, also help. Going on, until you come to a being. Then you're bound to fly higher by prayers and supplications. Purity, perfect purity and holiness. The first thing for you to know is fornication, that it should not come in your brain at all. Drunkenness and smoking, all these are taught by the Spirit. When such a thing enters into your heart, the work is done. And it cannot be raised up. So you are warned in this way, and that way, and that way. All lectures by the Spirit come to you. Until after that, you are finished it, then you are lifted up on high to fourth heaven, where you meet the teacher. The teacher of the heaven is called Thearch. This Thearch will narrate to you the words of God and their depths. Teach you so many things, metaphysics, and so many things involved, so that you will be aware of yourself. To know the values of sin, the punishment of every sin that you do, and if you can face it, you will go to be shown what is hell and the torment of there. So many things involved that a man cannot bear. And they will ask you, can you bear this thing? So no. All right, then let's go to the heavens and see the blessings. You go and see all these things. Afterwards, the last one is to see Jehovah himself, the King of the creation. And when you see him, his thought becomes your thought. His power becomes your power. His eye becomes your eye, and everything. Then you are ordained a saint. And from then, many wonders will be performed. And a thing called sin, you will see it, you will see it as snake. And by so doing, going on, well, you are given the mission. Go ahead. Such kind of things are not involved in this world. Because the 12 apostles were not in this action. But we, as free people who are able to take the road, will be taught by the angels and then spirits, mermaids, and so many things that will involve in the job. Then afterward they give you the chance to tell mankind what mysteries God has done. And by ourselves, we are always guided by angels. Very high, strong and mighty angels that Satan cannot penetrate. Then you will be given rainbow colors, 7 colors. One color contains 10,000 times 10,000 angels, right down to the 7. Who can penetrate it? Then you start to do your job, and there are many temptations within it. But as God is involved, you're bound to penetrate. Now, it is in this Ghana that the world will be saved. The name Ghana, people say, it is a name that has involved something very mysterious in the nation. Not so. It is not so. That is lie. The name Ghana, although people may say Dr. Damkwa gave it up, but no. The mind of man is the mind of God. It is God who gave the name. G-H-A-N-A, Great Porridge of Almighty Naturance Alliance. So Ghana is the last one of God among the nations. The first nation to be raised up is Israel. Israel, the firstborn, Britain the middle-born, and Ghana the last-born. So in this last-born of God are all the mysteries of God. Wisdom abounding. If Solomon is wise, Ghana is wise. But we have no teachers to teach us these things. Wisdom itself is a wonderful cause. I think when you go into the Bible, you may see something like that. Wisdom. What wisdom means by Solomon. Well, Solomon, when happened this wisdom, he propounded all these things to us. I myself also am a mortal man like all others, and of the race of him that was first made of the earth. And in the womb of my mother I was fashioned to be flesh. In the time of 10 months I was compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasures of sleep concurring. And being born, I drew in the common air, and fell upon the earth that is made alike, and the first voice which I uttered was crying as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling cloths, and with great cares. For none of the kings had any other beginning of birth, for all men have one entrance into life, and the light going out. Wherefore I wait, and understanding was given me. And I called upon God, and the spirit of wisdom came upon me, and I preferred her before thrones and kingdoms, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither did I compare unto her any precious stone. For all gold in comparison of her is as a little sand, and silver in respect of her shall be counted as clay. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light, for her light cannot be put out. Now all good things came to me together with her, and innumerable riches through her hand. And I rejoice in all these, for this wisdom went before me, and I knew not that she was the mother of them all, with which I have learned without guile, and communicated without envy, and her riches I hide not. For she is an infinite treasure to men, which they that he become the friends of God, being commended for the gift of discipline. And God had given to me to speak as I would, and to conceive thoughts worthy of those things that are given me, because he is a guide of wisdom and the director of the wise. For in his hands are both we and our words, and all wisdom and the knowledge and skill of work. For he had given me the true knowledge of the things that are, to know the dispositions of the whole world, and the virtues of the elements, the beginning and ending, and midst of the times, the alterations of the stars of their causes, and the changes of seasons, the revolutions of the year, and the dispositions of the stars, the natures of living creatures, and rage of wild beasts, the forces of winds, and reasonings of men, the diversities of plants, and the virtues of roots, and all such things as are hid and not foreseen, I have learned. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. For in her is the spirit of understanding, holy, one, manifold, subtle, eloquent, active, undefiled, sure, sweet, loving that which is good, quick, which nothing hindereth, benevolent, gentle, kind, steadfast, assured, secure, have no intelligible, pure, subtle. For wisdom is more active than all active things, and reaches everywhere by reason of her purity. For she is a vapor of the power of God, and a certain pure emanation of the glory of the Almighty God, and therefore no defiled thing cometh into her. For she is the brightness of eternal life, and the unspotted mirror of God's majesty, and the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself the same, she renewed all things, and through nations conveying herself into holy souls, and maketh the friends of God and prophets. For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of the stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this cometh night, but no evil can overcome wisdom. This is what we go to learn in the churches. This is a Catholic Bible. So I have all Bibles, even Greek and Hebrew Bibles, the Arabic Quran and everything. All is what we are about, wisdom. And when this wisdom enters into your heart, you become glad. Then you are out of sin. Though human is up to err, but the real sin, you cannot do it. Sin is abomination to God. And being a friend of God, in God's stead, something like him, many things. As I'm standing, I'm a Thearch. And being a Thearch, I'm far from worldly things, politics and all these things. I don't enjoy, but I know many things. I have suffered many vicissitudes of life, and because of this, I see the world and I compare it to a particle. Only I must enjoy what is in the heavens. And anything called Satan's power, I diminish it. I blot it out. No juju, no, it's not yet created. No magic, no. As God created all these things, even so, man is able to be God. Man is God, and he was created in his image. He breathed in his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So the world, as we see it, was prepared for us as a natural ground of God, from whence we shall be transplanted into the garden of God. But not that we sit down here, eat and drink, and go to sleep. It's a danger. Until everybody will do something, you must know God. When you know God, you will do everything. As I'm standing, go to Europe, and I can challenge them if there is any wisdom there. The bygone people, not a boast, but what God is what I tell you. Well, even Shakespeare and all others, as wisdom inventors, they did well, although, but they were having so many mistakes with them that we don't know. But you, as Thearch, know. Well, Shakespeare told you, love is a son that belongs to the rose of youth. And if ever in the season of youth, if we are naked children, that faults are ours, and yet we know not their fault. The man was wise, no doubt. But he usually tells something that a small boy cannot say without sense. Tell me that there's a sense in this. Not that I condemn him altogether, but the things that are not convenient for him to say. He said, love is a son that belongs to the race of youth. Love is God, and there's no son in God. Mark it down. And if ever in the season of this aged man could have said, lust is a son that belongs to the race of youth. But he doesn't know the difference between lust and love, so he calls lust love. There's the mistake of the young man. I love the girl, and you chase her. You would rather hate her. When you chase her, you kill something wonderful within him, being the soul, and is subject to world spirit. Then you don't love her, but you lust after her. So this man said, love the son that belongs to the roots of youth. I condemn that one. He might have said, lust is a son that belongs to the roots of youth. Another, and if ever in the season of youth, if we are nature's children, that faults are ours, yet we know that they are false. Oh, you have been adulterous. You have been charged, you have paid it, but you don't know that you are at fault. Why do you pay it? Not this great man. Because it's a monoversalist. But as the body is three, and God is three, and by three we yield all our substances, we have monoversals. We have duple vessels and triple vessels to form the universal. Last I went to some place, I talked to them, and I said that, hey, I'm mad, and I know that I'm mad. But some people are mad, and they don't know they are mad. When you think very deeply and go very high above mankind 3 times, that their yes becomes no to you, and their no becomes yes to you, then you know that you are mad. Because the voice of the people is the voice of God, and you have gone out for mankind. And because of that, I tell you that this school, as we call university, I tell you, by my madness, it's not university but monoversity. Why is it monoversity? Because, well, uni means united, and mono means one. So, in the sentence, united vascular institutions with instructions. What is united in the university but only one subject of materialism? Only one subject, literal, that's all. And if literal without spiritual or psychic, how God is to be a university? Then it's a monoversity. Because God is the universal king. How God this great king to be universal? He rules upon the celestial host first. He rules upon the spiritual as well as this material. Then he deserves the title of being a universal king. There you then institute a school taught this great king's universality. Forget psychic education that connects the celestials. Forget spiritual. Take this material and tell me that you have undergone the 3 operations of education, but only one. Therefore, the school is monoversity. There is not one university all around the world, but monoversity. This is what is involved with mankind, that we are in trouble. The world has gone back, and it's ruled by monoversality as taken as. No duple versality or triple versality, but we as things are triple versalists, and we should detect all knowledge. If I were to tell you something taught this Ghana, you will marvel at it. How it got to be a Ghana. Then we are in the astrals watching something wonderful. I was there when Nkrumah, the spirit of Nkrumah came there to consult Dr. Agri that, these 5 people have taken our country for 100 good years. They don't want to give it out. And they are eating all our substances. What have we to do? True. Is that true? What? He called upon the spirit of Ghana with 71 soldiers. These 71 soldiers came and fought against the white men and they went away. But the man was trying his best, but those under are working the best. So the self-government was worked by me. The church is in me. We are under, but nobody could know except you hear it today. And we tell you that if you don't look sharp, this country will be wise in a moment, because we are troubling God so much. The cause of our downcast is not a man's device. Don't tell me I'm between the government and the people. Don't tell me that I favor that man, or rather I favor you, but I'm a middleman. But any ruler is a rod of God because of the law. And when the nation is very wicked, you give them a wicked ruler. And then he trains them to come up to their senses. And people say, Rollins is making something. Oh, it's not involved in anything. But the spirit moves within him to do it. While he has passion within him not to do it. But he will be forced to do it. What is killing Ghana is Sunday football. First and foremost, it's Sunday football. Remember Saturday and keep it holy. It's what is killing Ghana. You may say, well, some people say Saturday is so and so and all these things. These people have no sense. They have not gone deep into the Bible. The Sabbaths are 3. You have the hidden Sabbath of Friday. God gave it out. Not man has nothing to do by himself. Heathenism is onset of godliness. And whenever you climb in the ladder, the first step will be disturbed with dust, not paganism. It's something abstract. I can't tell it out. It's idolatry. But the paganism itself is just like the Christianity, and even more than Christianity. That is more than Christianity, because the Christians are intermediate, secondary schools, without any philosophy at all. What is killing Christianity? There are many things within the Christianity, just like madness. It's not all sound, altogether sound. And there are many man-made laws governing it. But what Jesus himself planted was a secondary school of God, to develop the university of God, and then to graduate, to postgraduate, to a professor, and then to philosophy to meet God. But the Christians are now not the word Christian itself. Everything was performed by Christ. Even heathenism was by Christ himself. It's a hill. And any hill is something involved. The Creator himself ordered it. And they have their subject. Go to my Christ or go to Christ and you see duty there. But what we are practicing here is idolatry, negligence. This is not the heathenism. I love heathenism, though I'm a Christian and a godly person. But we are doing something wonderful. Even the angels in the heavens have loved to. All the risks are locked up of what we are doing. This is not what created us to do. When you go to the school, you learn something philosophy. That is not philosophy. In my imagination, as a triple vessel, you see, there's no any philosophy in the school there than philosophology. But philosophy itself is esoteric. Well, let's count today. There are 4 questions to answer the whole philosophy. Whence, whither, why, and how form the philosophy. Whence came you, reason cannot tell. Whither go you, reason cannot tell. Why reason cannot tell, and how reason cannot tell. How God could be a what we call philosophy then? It reads in this manner. Whence came you? I came from God. Whither go you? I'm returning to God. Why? Because it is my bounden duty to return home to God where I came from. How is Genesis to Revelation? That is academic. We have overthrown so many things. We see the word, but we don't go deep to do according to what we have said. And the triple vessels was sent here and tell you many things. Let the white man tell you that this is the universe. And I say, oh, the white man is out of even his own language. To call this universe is very wrong. It's wrong. This is not universe. What we see is monoverse. There are dupleverse and tripleverse to form the universe. To form the universe, you have the what we call the monoverse. This is monoverse. Spiritual is dupleverse, and psychic is tripleverse. To form the universe is earth. So the white man puts a note of 1 inch into a bolt of 3 inches, and it cannot go. And it is this Ghana to know wisdom and propound it. Even, give me the whole world, and I order it so that it will be paradise. It's a very simple thing. When one is a king, he goes in accordance with the knowledge of God. But the 12 apostles were not entire sins, second-class sins. But we are the first-class sins, coming to order the world. If Britain will call me, I tell him it's mistaken of his democracy. This is not what is called democracy. Democracy is what's being practiced. The democracy, you see that? From man, demo, to God. But now God wants democracy. This is what this man is wishing to practice. But he needs advisor. Then Ghana will be heard all over the world. You have to bring a government that is exceptional, an exceptional government. That government is not democracy, but democracy. Theomokratos. That God may come and then rule. That's why when our ancestors were ruling, they were doing better. I can't tell they were mistaken. With their crude knowledge, they did better. Well, after that, Jehovah has to come and reign. Therefore, he has to brush out the kingdom and then take the kingdom to himself. So he planted the church so that people will be trained there from whence to make the people's government better than what our kings are doing. He gave them the Abosono, which is the God, to guide them as their spiritual background. But look what the world is doing. Until we got our self-government, they began to pour libation. Oh! The king or the Nananum is gone with his kingdom or background of Abosono, the God. The God doesn't know you, and you have taken communion from the Lord. You are baptized. Why do you pour libation? Then call the kings to come and reign, rather. But you don't take God, and you don't know the God too. Then you have no background. You have no background. This is what is involved in our kingdom. Now we go so far to establish what is called, what is that? Africanian. There's no Africanianism. There's nothing like that. You see, we black men are the background of God. And we have to bring something better. We have the clouded pillar. We are assembled to the clouded pillar by a black collar. Well, put a pencil in your head and it will stand. Let the white man put a pencil in his head and it will drop down. What does that mean? We have knowledge thicker than them. Our knowledge is thicker than the white. But the white must come and afterwards we back it. Education was cradled in Africa and it has come to Africa. Therefore we have to go and teach them what is sense. Teach them what is sense. And because of this we are afflicted. The punishment of God is we have to rise up and do something better. God is wanting education to be cradled in Africa in best manner than that the white man has given us. Secondly, the church must be lifted high as a church. Critical prayer to give to the white. And then the evolutionary also must be democracy. This is what God is involved. So, to afflict us is to bring us to something real, to realize ourselves. But as I'm standing, when you call me to kick any stool, I won't take it. I'm not involved in all these things. It's something in my ears. I can't sit down and meditate. And people will trouble my mind because I don't want any seat, ministerial post or anything. No, don't mention in my ears. But I can give advice. I can give advice. I can give written advice. America is 54 states or so. Let them call me and I give them advice to stable their government. So knowledge has come to Africa. Knowledge has come to Africa. And what is knowledge at all? Put dash within the know and then the alleged. There's an alleged plan of God and we've got to know it. Knowledge is not what we learn in books. No. But knowledge is no alleged. There's an alleged plan of God and God to know it. That is, it's a spiritual adventure on a mystical conclusion. But to read and write is not the knowledge. It's a wishing to be so-called knowledge. But the knowledge is what is applied from God himself. We have 3 divisions, 2 divisions to multiply the 3 to 1. There's a carnal sphere where we reach and the knowledge drops down and it's carnal. Well, we got the spiritual division also. When you break it, then you go to psychic aura, where the knowledge is installed by God himself. And that knowledge is what is called knowledge. There's an alleged plan of God and you've got to know it. But what the white man brought us is not knowledge, but book knowledge. And that is the first one is although good, but not altogether. And the black man must bring in the knowledge, the knowledge. We usually say life. But how God ordered all things, nobody knows except his saying. He sees it with his saying. The life, as we tell, I'm spending my life. When I see people like life, everything is in order. Life, incessant, eternal. It's also spiritual adventure of a mystical conclusion. But what we say life is life, L-I-W-E. Not incessant, woe eternal is what we are practicing. And there is just one there. I have to tell you anything. If Ghana will rise up and be a nation, except you look to the school and put salt within. The school is a pudding without fat, a pudding without fat, a soup without salt, because it is material. To be materially minded and dead. I don't condemn it altogether. A man must learn, but he must come up. The tradition of the school is this. When Adam knew the knowledge of God, the wisdom, then God caused mankind to implant it. And there is ATTC going on to become learned, then you are educated. The education and the knowledge come together, although it is huge. But the education itself is not something in itself. So what you were called into the school for. Because it's too primary that you can get anything inside. It must be educability, ability to achieve knowledge, and knowledge to put yourself. That's possession in education. And then you start educability by the left angle. There should be divinity within it. That's educability to divinity. And then the crossbar, put to the horizontal one, that's educability to divinity. Then it becomes educated. And whatever you involve, no Satan, no demon, nothing at all, no magic, no juju. The divinity will be educability to divinity. You can't say education rather than the master. You can knowledge that is educability to divinity. And when you say physical education, no, you are not a master. You break it. This is what educability to divinity. This is what is very certain education that we have come to. Look what the world is doing. Together with the white man, and I sit down in my meditation and always break it to tears. What would be the result of that? Well, go to the philosophy of the ATTC itself. The A is explanation. Once we have learned the Lord wisdom of Adam, then the education was brought about to call him back, to call the wisdom back. A means then. He comes. When he comes, he comes bring down. Then he draw F of the God. Then the education draws ABCDF instead of Java in the school. ABCDFG. He said ABCDFG. He said, I said G, M, come on. The definition of the word is like that. What one is that? Instead of saying G, ABCDFG, he said ABCDFG. No, I don't say I said G, M. The world is upon this side. There are so many mistakes that we are doing and we don't know that we are making. But the Almighty knows how we take it. And we are God. God bruised and know what to do. If the white man has brought us education bilateral, he hasn't done wrong. Let us mark time. Left, right, left, right. You don't say right, left. But the white man has given us the left education, which is material. We must give the right side to prove that what we call Ethiopia has risen. And this kind of reason is what we are being commended for. Don't tell it to be anything, anybody that has come to trouble you. As for that man, I don't blame him. Though I don't tell him it's going right or wrong. But what I know is that God is punishing this country to bring something out. And this something is reasoning, deep reasoning. Because the whole Africa, here is the throne of Jupiter. Jesus is reigning here. And many things are going wrong, which he doesn't like. And because of that, he must punish it, give the rod to the ruler to punish it to come to ourselves. And who is to do it? This is what we are doing. You see, we are after the whole world to make it better, according to the song. This thing shall be a laughter race than ever the world have known shall rise, with flame of freedom in their souls. Jesus gave us flame of freedom in our spirit. But the saints must give out the stream of freedom in our souls. And then light of knowledge in observation in need of knowing, so that man can know almost everything. Being a human being, we use almost. There's nothing that I like to know. I like nothing by the grace of God. When you go to Redden, there man recites. God has spoken so many times to us how to mold our country to become paradise. But who is to read it out? When you write, they don't take it. When you write, the newspapermen are not able to take it out at all. Well, we all live to see. And what will be the result of this country? What I know, no white man knows. Because I have come to the black point. Well, when you have any black tie in your home, go. Wipe it and look to your face if you cannot see. What about the white? It's kusu. You can't see. We blacks have something deep within us. We are the cloudy pillar that must shine. Now the world has reached the super essential darkness, the dazzling obscurity, that the black man must rise up and do something to shame the world, to shame the white, or to teach them. We must also teach them. When they have given us the aid to carry, we must also give them the educability. So if Ghana will be better unless we understand ourselves that we are the stars of this world. When we have understood ourselves quite better, tell me that one is a Christian. And the word Christian, go deep, philosophically or mystically. Christian, Christ-like, a Christ-like man. What is Christ? The man with the excessive power of God. And when one is a Christian but having not the power, is anti-Christian. Though he bears the name Christian, is anti, is against the power. What is being involved in our churches is that, well, they don't know. And they are doing it, the best they like is what they are doing. But to be what we call a Christian and calling yourself, what is that? Theologians, I laugh at it. It's not sound for a Christian to say is a theologist. No, a Christian must be a Christologist. You profess Christ, but not God as a whole. To profess God is the Old and the New Testament in its mysteries. But when you are a Christian, you say that, oh, I am a theologian. Theologian, no, you are not you are a Christologian. You take this. You see, everything must be sound on the angle, and things come better. But we ride upon horses and do things that are, you see, I usually hear, I don't blame anybody. It's ignorance that Satan has given to the world, and I'm healing it. Say, I'm a Christian counselor. But to say you are a Christian counselor and you profess not the power, being led by theology, you are a Christologic counselor, but not a Christian counselor. All these things, you must go deep to know what the word means, what the word itself means, and then we apply to ourselves. But so many mistakes. This has brought our downcast. What are all the work of Satan? I don't go against anybody, but this Satan that is calling us to insubjection. The mind is twisted so that we cannot get what, you see, all this is brought about by non-reasoning. We don't reason very high. We are very busy to look to the Bible. The book Bible, they tell us a holy book. But also the ample view of the Bible by blessings. Simple. The Old Testament blessed by Psalm 1, and the Beatitudes blessed by what we call Matthew chapter 5, blessed are they that mourn, blessed are the pure in heart, blessed is the. These two blessings come together and man is no more subject to satanic influence. Very simple, very simple. Look to the Christians, what they usually do. When one is being baptized, bring him to Christ, bring him to Christ. Then they pour water on the head. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, we are applying for fire. And if you put the water on my head and the fire comes, it will dim me. John the Baptist said, I rather baptize you with water, but he that cometh upon whose shoe lashes are unworthy to loose, will baptize you with the divine and fire. That is, from washerman to dry cleaning. Where is the dry cleaning by now? I don't blame the ministers, but I blame Satan. Well, bring me a woman. Well, make me a fire. Put firewood in. Next one is the fire. But put water in and put fire in and let's see if it will be. We are after fire, heavenly fire, not after water. John the Baptist was part, the washerman. But now we have dry cleaning. And that dry cleaning is what Jesus Christ brought about. And the 12 apostles were mistaken because they were second class things. And the philosophy is not out. Even the what you call the university is not out. How can they know the philosophy within? So they made it as they made it. They put water on them. But Jesus Christ looked to them like they said, all right, I'm going. And I will let the Comforter come. But when the Comforter comes, he will teach you what I have taught you and you wouldn't. But the Comforter came in 1956 to teach us the best things where we have learned many things. And there are wonders going on. Many wonders going on. Jesus Christ has come again. He has come within his people. He said he will go and come in clouds. Not in clouds as we see it literally, but in clouds of men who have believed the initiative, the saints. So you are called to be a saint. The simplest thing, you see, God has given us authority over all things, but not all things. The things are not pertaining to us, we are not concerned. We are only to bless, not to curse. We are only to bless, but not to curse. But the authority is with the saints. We have to rule the world. We don't claim money or anything, but we give advice. And we give life too. When anybody that is being disturbed by any evil influences comes before God, not me, not us. When I say me, I mean the me within me. Satan is now fearing mankind because of the power that has come by the saints. When one comes to you one time, and then say to the servants, you call upon the mighty God, the El-Jah, the irresistible, now compelling. Put your mind upon the person, and the thing will vanish. You give him Holy Ghost at the same moment. This is the quickest way of reaching heaven. Well, first we got what we call vehicles as shields by manpower. Now we got steam. After the steam, we got the locomotive. Now we fly on high. Well, after the flying, we have satellite. This is the gospel satellite that brings the majesty on high. Whatever you are involved, when you come before the face of the future, the Thearch, and put age, that's how God ordered his word. That's sanctified in homo, that's man ordained. You see, we have many mysteries to learn, but there's no time. What is the time? in it. All right, you can sing a song and then we start again. So we'll start the country, to put the country up, and then to go to Europe and tell them that they are mistaken on their government, they are mistaken on their education, and mistaken on their churches. And we are going to build for them, truly, in the name of God Almighty, the LGR. The blacks are now to do something better. That's why we are being inflicted. We have left our duty of being Ethiopia shall rise. It is the time of Ethiopia's rising. And we want people, like I said, to put the power within them, and then we go to Europe and then teach them something that they may take it.
We are becoming teachable. So we shall join the psalmist to say, my heart is indicting a good matter. I speak of the things that I have made unto the king. Psalm 45.
Amen.
watching there. The young ones and onto them. Demre, Yakopon boy, Nation, the Mara, the rainbow color. I want to saw you soon, now converting proper. Into our religion, near our doctrine, near our dogmas. The dogmas and will be more far. The religion, no, so do our no, that's a wafa doctrine, not a religion, the religion on by. That what is involved within us is to enlighten mankind. The book is my book. I understand it as I was among them written. Because the book is a better very deep. Wagon or Trara Samba or Papa to express in English, you must first of all learn what is allegorical, topological, anagogical, the product of isagogics. After that, you go to philosophia scriptulae interpret, philosophical interpretation of the scripture. Now, after that, allegoriae in universum sacram scripturam, and so many branches involved. And sana, I accomplished until you be competent in this, then you become a wise man. Not wise in the world. To say wise, the wise is that nobody is wise. There's not one wise man among the Lord. The wise, witty, incessant, sovereign, eternal. It is God alone that is wise. Then he transfers it to men who have come to the status of God by mercy. If this is by mercy, but I tell you, not mercy, but perspicacity. With effort, with fortitude, then you come to the position and God also mounts you up. This is what we call philosophy, where the highest has descended and the lowest has mounted up. Baby, nimpada sing, oki da sin. Nor a piwa sol, wa bulnara samaro. Ne yakupon so fisher, no wa band no besia, no a philosophy. Man, God man and man God entity. That is philosophy. Na eno ne nimpada sing, it's so happy. Iyo boto. Baki biara mbawbro. Mbro biara subohu, dem na osuhu. Everybody can know as you too. Why do you boast yourself in knowledge? No, there's no boasting in God. But only that we speak boldly what we have seen, according to some hymn. What we have heard and seen, with confidence we tell and publish to the sons of men the signs infallible. Into Ghana will be the leading nation of the gospel. In these minutes, here, you were tutored. You actually come for a crowd and waha. We can have in Juma yet to say, Aqua school edition at the end allegorical to put in or that form anagogical or I cinema, some 45. I can a baby will be up here meeting the whole other better say you or her friend mystery school. It's a mystery school. No, mystery means God, and the school is learning. Baby, I was saying, I'm going to mystery school. I mean, into school another SCHOL or a sociological crystallite horizon outer letter. But the CH is on the left side, therefore it's sociological carnal horizon outer letter. That's our error. That's our error and our death. In our carnality we die. Abrafune who school neto. Woman book knowledge instead of dicare education. None thinking as not pride of men. Beware. If you are proud in the knowledge too much, you become something. Nothing that we a philosophy of the creation. Sent to the other casa, instead of sent in a one mile, sent to the other casa or casa triangular. Of education or correct to her, of divinity, or correct to her, and some are called evolutionary, or called secret societies, or called aposunsumum. That philosophy of the creation, Bibia Yankopon ni no boy. I am for Yankopon boy that was a yard papa. No ankara was fan say ade or tradition in our midst, Yamba Anye, a camera that the order. So I am there, baby, and only me making a hate. Because Moka Mansam where you are. When you are a one good heart, why 1,000 square? You may what you're going to go easily. You too can fly. Now, what the hell? Now, Jesus, we go Jesus and Moa Modia will let me tell you that it's a great mistake. Oh, the mother here, a friend, or Jesus Nuboja, Ebo Guarum. I are able. Jesus needs sincerity on a room walking on a Muslim sincere Muslim begin a haste. Naya Nuboja, Bujan, so Jesus Nuboja, Nasa. Ano ogwarwa na Paul no boja so na no munsu oje wi no boja no ye na mansu okun na atu ya bebu na chiri ya ba chiri hu ya tere mtomo ho asebe ya tere ya to Bible school bi for all se me ye maranka wa afram asafu ni na wa afram the whole wala asafu wa afram nti me display ya me akira wan jemi a oye nyamin power on your transfer there, your transfer is car bank, which are in a moment, said the one who put color pop, the power in the room or the native, obey the accident. You pay a yammy complete in the Yayawadi, if I saw the brain or brain, it be also the answer. The answer is immeasurable. None of the Yapi, the Madio has since 1952. My bomb, they will abba, 6 or 6 years on the Apple Kingdom. So, one maple. Now, only you could say, and then maybe you were more. Oh, you're very deep. Oh, so it's no manner. All I call a Bible, that is Proverbs, Maxim, aphorism, branches are full of the architect, the insane in the no, why was one Ukasana when you are? Okay, your man can marry the maiden. There are 7 throughout the world. Never maybe the middle the one, African only. You want to buy the master. Yes, you may be only a 52 subordinate. Now, what will be here, ma? Yes, the canon. Me, I'm going to hear him back to you after them. The Bible, McKenzie be trapped with us, or Bible, the Utia, until you are here to me on here. Now, all the Bible, one girlfriend or boyfriend, that is the Bible, in sunshine. Bible at the house, sparkle, or shine, is electrification of God. Into or shine, now, buffet can wait here. Into it, don't know them, when you are here, when you are pushing them. Na sa kap sa boyfriend ne ku chaw toti na di hu du gurisi na life ne do one time na di ayati because our ewu na itiro odu fachi na dia so saka kana sa asai bin show bia holobo ya no na we kill ourselves. We rather kill ourselves. On yet the important Sakawano. The first thing, you pay a coupon of one and 16% alcohol. Lemon 16% alcohol. If you become platinum cell, in some what I have events in Rama or hospitals now, BBM said, no, how many percentage no? 80% no. Or what a child above 80% wouldn't have seen a one man. Oh, yeah. Majority of number some secrets in life. These are our brain, I said, Bible, the not in here. I'm a man at that. The drama above the bottle, no one. This year, they are saying one time, what someone one time. My child, Madam, dear, Madam, you be in now. I was not there. No, we see him how you home meeting. Now, Mokomoka, after what I saw, while Madam Tiana, Madam was it Nicky and you. Now, no, but into my cafe, so Bosman, continue to all, but Madame is so. What I forgot to baby a chapel, they say, oh, what's in sure. You see, you took and she drink a city of by Nambutu, Moshana, Yamale, Aquacho. You got four Abrasan Kubu, them call upon the Lord Almighty, the Lord Tetragrammaton, on all the four cardinal points, the Elohim, the Sumama Madan, you Guru, or bad, I mean, or bend down. I know I can't. You too can fly. The Bible is God to make you God. You too can fly. Go to airport and you too can fly. You too can fly. We blame ourselves. We blame the church. We blame our own selves. Let Muslim go school. Now come back. I thought we are so what. No. The Bible tells us something. No matter harm. No matter him. No matter what at all. The way you know, no. Mama take my course. And this the Biara. By 1928, to communicate the heavens. Nini akupan kasa. Maybe sana amsho imano. You too can fly down. Oh, boyfriend, girlfriend, they cool. Na daben dem ne beji adamadi na eboware hwe abin yehuma o yehuma to meet a woman a man and a woman meeting together fana ka ni yankopon ni temir ka tso hwe se awala ware pra awar ni ko na yawdiya what to be your friend matrimony the matrimony or a matrix ceremony. The matrix ceremony, mystical women only matrix mono. That matrix mono there, or you never you be no of what can them be same deal. As some women now say in Yamasa, being Nessa, Abaya Bolivia, the Sando into Munqua, on into Muwara. Nezenda, or quite Tanya will deep with that, or quite Unira Wild Bill. I don't know how to be the more character or in heaven. Never pass the day on him because why join blood matrix moon and why a matrix duple. You have to get that blood again on meeting him. Now, what I said, it won't be team, Miss Apodoa after holding down. Count and see. The away. What you have was I need you are about. Mastering Yami Mamma. Yami and Mastering Mankara may you what I can be. The Mastering Yami Mamma. The only one I hear you are, you walk up heaven straight, dying now that child. They are upon the forgiveness of sins, not that many sins. They are here, the baby of which should be of one top of Suana that Papa. Living in Empo Yakupo in Yankan. Now, baptism and Ayada. What the what do you do? A sharply mistake or to them. Nothing upon our noise. A man here say, I can kill you. No more really, I am imaging that I'm going to have Amen. That's in my airport. Now, one of my armoring or a baptism and arcade. John the Baptist, I rather baptize you with water. But he that cometh after me, upon whose shoe lies I'm unworthy to lose, will baptize you with the divine and fire. That's a differentiate between the fire, washerman and dry cleaning. None of our dry cleaning since 1956. None of the Yankupon Ligia, or a psychedelic, and Asian Madan or a mystery language into psychedelic. I know how Asian will go to my Massa. On your Mumasa, psychedelic relay. It's the 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 28. For God has chosen the best things of this world to confound the wise. On your church in school in the church and we into the age. Now when something that died also, nature listens in the back. SCHOS or a sociological crystallized horizon outer letter CH Christ in one found to knock a canal. The school will fail. If he churches the same CH in what is start church in the URCH or church in or two institutions, secondary and university, because Moses was to elementary or Israel. If he secondary in the university now, internet Christ or called Jerusalem or ride 2 horses. 2 horses which the secondary and University of God now that's all. No, or 2 secondary. Then the sense also Waberman Colton, which is the psychic. None in the edge of small area. If you have upon the plan of the boy, only the school and the church. Who can read it? She says no about or can I say what's up? One to show moon, the airport. Now, school in honor of the initiation, honor the children by spiritual art, which the who brand and son is great in Otiho, the imparasing or in impamity or in the knowledge of God and more in the protection. If he catches so or started at the now, illiteracy was willing motion or Chirahona, not like a food of room, who educate once. No, over you are creating now, not transfer ordinary schooling, none in the edge. Not so who or transfer. None of that. For God has chosen the best things of this world to confound the wise. When you schooling, one first year name, one fan about Christ into a fail. As he church in the fair, no so, really key into what church yard. Only in person, no, I have one some that day you who in tratra. There are certain creatures, oh, you who, near tratra, you who. No, you really listen to Baba, no other man. One the selfishness of master, but this, Adibia, yet can I catch it now? Them kind of doctrine, no religion, and Christianity to say no religion. Nankana Kanina or a doctrine. Christianity mostly a religion, or a rely generously and incessantly on naturally. We read in this manner. Rely, that is. Rainbow colors no way on the message. No Oba from time to time, no converting crop, no converting one or a moon. Into 30 days in the moon, this is 30 years. No, I die away or whatever for a bar. No, you're about to call and non make. No, Oba now. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Here was Jesus Christ, I do Yankupon Dos, and Conquer Yankoyan, I am Montana. Now the mighty grace your power with the healing. A woman is so ultimate yet. No, I can't make the grace and the power in Yajima. Love of God is in Yajima, the fellowship, and I am the citizen, oneness with God Naba. Now, for about Baba Nova, rely on you for salvation. No one rely what by telling you I carry. As a for about the master Yako or Bajiha, Madame Tiam or Cotton I carry. I come to Benu to him or cop Christians to Benu with him to see I carry. Because the our elementary, or elementary, all the living hand in the university and na I basa. The evening of Kupanda, Yen Sanbra, Yamakan, Arabum, in offense, church union. Schooling now will unite with university, and this is the University of God. Into URCH in Abba, let you buy it free. Abba Samahato. Nana, one way to Afro free, for God has chosen the best things of this world to confound the wise. Osha, who baby, philosophers are not the way. He will be of wrong message of Hortufa. If he is human, none of he why and there. We the boat to Afro free away machine. Not Waka man. We could go a sermon name master. You will woman's name master. Professor philosophers. None way to coffee what I be after San Juan. All right. Soul to soul gospel. All right. I think what kind of bread now. praku ehu koebu ma reserve forest di ho na so kwam de ya iya sira ne yesere yakodo obi ne yeyin tum ndo ne fi ya teto ma kware sisiwa haba ne na kwam de hina oye miracle yakopon sisu hi ato a na adoro ho hwe no nkoso wa kare soul to soul gospel hwe won fa kra ni am so no famila ni yakopon no boboje the testimony of Jesus, the spirit of prophecy. What can yakopon tin ma sama kira asofo we gun ma do we know we me na meka o ehi aka education professor philosophy here obi nala brofi ohinji ma oye titi dam buri fogu na no we sin charge bibi ka brofa bi oburi point na ala oba manyin po on school de we buri ma is it possible ba ka brofa yente on psychedelic this word psychedelic all one for psychedelic go school ho what the psychedelic what be from the church soul to the school soul psychedelic sukusuka soul so when you will see kra hu ni ya dum ayi ni yakopon no baaje na brade obeye is do person opo na enu because Jesus Christ is a soul man. Jesus Christ now over two so if you are to class one as okay the same Jesus Christ that brought you the spiritual church has now given you psychic institutions and psychic church, soul church. In now a mystery language. The mystic man alone can hear. Never be now for her. I am never contact Masala. Nancy, and we have been a problem. Yan Biara. Yan Biara. That's right. Ohana, this man Nadiru, who is that man? Either this man, Nadiru, baby, second year of author, Akoko no to boom. Akoko no to boom. I didn't catch our abo. Akoko on to a chief, who are no than our boy. Number 8, Yakopon Bayadu or many. Asama okan or riddle, ole. Onamre Ghana 1 2 3 and Sana. We in Western government intina where is skinny now I said and where they go abutin or very do ha. Inti boje boy. Anna about what doctor no because yendi I mean the jumo period yendi it's all conflicting yan. Church necessity is the mother of invention. Ya ye bibi ya be ye onile ye bo woman akin abrofo they are often scientism superficial pretension to knowledge and you go scientism superficial pretension to knowledge na woman aran o purify yimpa o mayimpa o yimpa na unyanko ehu na ehu ewudi wafro we wudi ho ye plant na adi na do open na waje na da so ai celestial body isi me gina hin safra ma won kai ku asabe ko marka fa ba do ku nu mi enko ya do bi bra na ye no mon pa bo wa ye nku ni ba this is infallibility isi ne ga ala mra ya ma hin so ho mo gero ho na ma ma gero to so da mara ni pe ina wo bo nya ya ma ye ni yakopon na ranya o yidifo na ya be ya di no bi obi bi afi ya po shade wa ka be why upon law of causality that all in that na only of our own bon ya la won en ko da sen ye tia wa o ye ntie nya me mo wa wo bon ni ho na aba wa ro ato ba wo so aba bo apompam nti awure yimpa da sen ye tinya ho ate ye hunde bibia wo ye wo fe no bonan o ye hia abotena ansana ye nyansa bo abatena mu to achieve wisdom is to fear sin. Sin is the deadliest enemy to mankind. Nti ye die mi shaba na ho a wo pe wo ba ye bobwe onna you have ayabasa onna dinya ko pa ye me ya ye ne ye na do nye ye ne ye na ho se ni hia abibia ye kan chapo dem le pam cho yan ka sentia sofo yan ka sentia e church bi na mom Satan na anya ro kon me ya kira kun on nam ro devices means or other year, Moala ediating a bottom at no them as Miami, what to would report and count. Set no nonsense. I think you'll see, I want one. Dan McCain, and that's some better. When we cast it, now one ham will be him. Narrow bridge, cast it in one pound. No, created in way of pound. The bridge in the whole year would be swap. And the angels ashes through home my top. None and I hear maybe. Baba might do fine war brim, or the other. Nara Samba, 1 penny, what Peter would discuss. What I did there, I couldn't hear what some of our Cramon Cremo. Therefore, means when the meeting I is seeing until the weekend. If you are next, no, yet the cloud, what we can see, narrow bridging season. The cast, they are mamma, if you had a quite a village, I thought the car for about yes, I can use. Well, yes, what's on the Papa? You know, offer plan or button with nature, of a dark. Okay, you see, and so my baby. That's why I'm not taught. We'll be sure more bridging. Never may on our side. And see, oh no, put a car about. Not nothing put a car about, also put a car about. What the best name? I can have a Hannah, one of what the speed is so. About an hour of we made our master. I'm an English. I'm doing a couple hours on the cream. Also, so happen angel financer or the chef has the cap nothing or to not overhead bridge with sinking. Oh, yes. Who away a path? Oh, never something. Ah, what? Bring Kakabia. I want 1 young way. Nina, I did change in Bakon offer. That in your lawyer and your friend or and you watch it or can't love that you came with me. Oh, often the Bible nor by chapel. Okafat am Tazi copy at the Nuninga, nothing in the Christian Horban, or offer the Bible nor who walk at the Tazi, Nessie, who would oh, the Hannah by chapel, son. When a driving car, son, the book of female until the maternity, the can pack. I was champion. For our the witness could no one such Yamin Osman, or when Yamin no video. Wait, honestly, and the car now on our way you are named or marrow overhead. Yamin Wabani Huma. O two generations down for 2 minutes or 2 hours. You didn't put on to all and so many things in before being Yapon not being Ansana. If you need now of Bible, if you Abraham had the Casa also, Obiara or China, 1 man almost some 45 and we say Nasa, allegorical. The Yakupons no Ochma, some or the Casa. No, the developer also. The engineer, the other human doing or some problems in who I tell one that coming one will lie. Who are you at because power now, where I wasn't seeing the Kayan. I used to be now I electrocution. In Panala, no electrocute where the surface, no electrocuting, now fire. Now in the beginning, fire. Or for God has made his angel spirits that this ministers a flame of fire. Now all a flame of fire is on this how the wind of not fire now for who let it out. It's such an hour who will one, never will when you get in what about you, kill a water woman, and Zana. Never go to Minnesota, not our girlfriend, and our boyfriend, never could our nation is great here. We are from a Kamakama. Oh. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down. Christ knew never cast much of the man. Yankopon, all of the magic is to be man from Mao. I'm a old to make you. The echo 30, you be off on one chain, you mean Babat. nti a ho paswa na usigrati suna so ayo ho kutu ayero mo obi pia obi jembia na membia so atija mo se na na kaka ma asa na ke tiro bunja la e wati besena la man fan do butu hala kwa yakobo fi mu jimeji if you taught you the jamaiwa mani kakra nsin ano all when you were sigarati so no ka kredi ma no ka se ntin mi la mun ko bi bia ni ya wala ka da na sani ya na se ko school la ma so ko school ya sai in ka da mi sani the lord is my shepherd I shall not worry ai wa ma sar ka da ma sani na sa wala in woni na ya ai ya se ne fi mo keep coals of fire on you nti obi ara ya da ma bi nto no obutu no pray because the yakopon kill na we kira ansa na friend the Bible yes, not the Bible for it to make be ma na one can support na ye. Awala ho na swear ansana e so fast people kan ho ansana e so Bible no. The Bible go so me that why if you know better than me madam say come on that's him. No, not so. I think you fire or you nyame the certification of God. If you know for me you do ma. You are mystical. Man can be a why is why one I did the China that's all was to ma much ma fufu nene me chira ma me ya me mufu na no so chira no so wo ye ni tintimin boni bia de yakofa na ba o bodi ya ni po on fa ye nti ya di pa ha na 45 and you be deal when his station ho no bia after that o tin yan sakasan oba ho ba si obi aso apero bi ni ya ready there yabayina yankale jehwe su hasu lemo ya learn deep lessons here or very deep about the world on the world baby are we this allegorical topological and anagorical thing we na ebe fi de bi ha na ye yehwe dwumi amame yankopon no baaji ma hia hime ayeboko na se anye da maadi ne ye ntuma nso nyame na me ye namra ye pele da in having or the whole world within a short time about crazy.
Please, I would like you to kindly delve in a little bit more in detail on the theme itself, sir. The theme for today, sir. How will somebody like, a layman like me, develop mystically to help Ghana, sir?
I've already told you how a man will develop is that he who knows, go to him and he will lift you up within a minute to come to his status, fleeing from all points of death. And then he gives you the knowledge that first of all you must be holy and righteous. If you are determined to be holy and righteous, he will pour the power upon you one time. And from that very moment you are God. Nothing can approach you.
You elaborate how God looked like and how did you manage to see him?
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Listen to me. Blessed are the pure in heart. They have learned the angel art. While on earth in heaven to be, God by sense unseen to see. Cleansed from sin's offensive stain, fellowship with him they gain. Nearness, likeness to their God, their exceeding great reward. Worshipping in spirit now, in his inner court they bow. Bow before the brightening veil, God's own radiance through its hail. Serious, simple of intent, teachably intelligent, wrapped they say the written word till his very voice is heard. In creation, him they own. Meet him in midst hunts alone, most amidst its Sabbath calm, morning light and evening balm, him there still through busier life, stressed in pain and care and strife. These like clouds or noontide blaze, temper not conceal his rays. Hollow thus thy very breath, dying they shall not see death. With the Lord in paradise, till like his thy bodies rise, nearer than the seraphims, in thy flesh shall saints see God. With the Father in the Son through the Spirit ever was.
Had a very enjoyable afternoon. This is exactly what the saint was saying, that when Christians meet, then there is conflict. But when they didn't meet, there is harmony. And he also said that religion is a revolving activity, that the one that has gone before must know that there must be one which must come after him, on which he must rely. Because we have AD 1, AD 2, AD 3, now we have AD 1900 and what? 86. So naturally, the one who comes from behind is greater than that who has come before. So please, listen. This is the covering letter that we put on the man who saw God's mystical adventure to the whole world. And this is what it read. Dear brothers in Christ, it is with satisfaction that we of the Divine Widow School write to you this day. For decades, we in Africa have received from religious organizations like yours pamphlets and books that have contributed so much in transforming our lives to Christ. Some secret societies claim there is no God, heaven or hell. But now, a 20th century mortal has seen God face to face and testifies the existence of God, heaven and hell. He testifies also that the Holy Bible is the letterification of God, that is, God in letters, and is the source of divine power. This is the golden age, and the golden opportunity is to claim immortality. And this is the work he's doing. This work is to claim immortality when a man must be dead and then forever is out. So that now that we have a living saint, he can teach man to acquire the soul. And when that man has the soul, though his body dies, his spirit or his psyche lives on. Christ, who called us for development and who is the founder of the church, has promised that whoever believes in him, the work that he does, would he also do, even greater works. Every Christian is waiting patiently for Christ's second coming, up till this day. But the second coming began in 1952. And look at us today. We are doubting because we maybe cannot do what he has done. It is up to us to go to him quietly and ask, how did you do it? Christ promised that he would come like a thief in the night. And this is exactly what he has done. Because mysticism always came without anyone's knowledge. This is exactly what has happened. Christ said he is coming in clouds. Surely, Christ is not coming in physical clouds, but in clouds of men, which secret is with his saints, who are sanctified in prayer. In actual fact, it is only the saints who can teach you the second coming of Jesus Christ. And it is true. It is true. This is the black man's contribution to the scriptures. If the saint sitting down were a white man, we will all clamor to him already. But because he's black, we are doubting. But we may be taken by events. Let me repeat this. This is the black man's contribution to the scriptures. A quest for eternal youth, a search for the psychic power, which is the eternal lifeboat. Here, let us go back again. During the time of the flood, there was a big boat built up for as many human beings as possible, but only 7 animals went in. But today, okay, if today another big boat was to built, so that those who would like to be saved were to go in, how big would that boat be? Taking consideration to those people who in South America, in Chile, in Argentina, in Brazil, in Alaska, in Mexico. Then let's come to Japan and Australia. Can we accommodate all these people? No. But today we are going to develop personally. Each person is going to develop, and by that he means that he must have the psyche, the Lord's power God himself, which the soul, which Adam lost in the Garden of Eden. But we are challenging them. Listen here. This is the black man's contribution to the scripture, a quest for eternal youth, except for the psychic part, which is the eternal lifeboat. So, brothers, do not doubt it. If you can do it, after all, the white man has been able to introduce cars and balls and planes and all these things. They have gone as far up to the moon. But God shares all things equally. He has given the black man the psychic power, which we must also introduce it to them, so that they will get what we need, and as they get what they need. So, we have here the booklet, but that last question was only to satisfy curiosity, because all the answers were here. All the answers, the mystical explanation, both part 1 and part 2 are here. And there is another two publication, Psyche, which is telling us that if a man would want to get into heaven, he must have the souls, and the steps are all in there. It is gratifying. It is only by the mercy of God that we have such a man among us. Let us make his heart free, so that he will not conceal the rest that is in him, but to give it so that we can also from here attend into heaven. So from here, anyone who wants to really get into how the man saw God and how he was living his soul from here, because all the life we are doing for the physical sake. The school that we go, we learn medicine, we learn engineering and all that. It is only to give us the power to have our daily bread. But the spiritual teaching, no one teaches. No one teaches except this man. So do not doubt him. If you want more questions, we invite you to our place, our mission at where? At Bubuashi. Maybe we'll have a truck that is going. Those who are really wanting to save their spirit and their souls, you may go with us, and when he's relaxed, you can ask him any questions. We don't mean those who ask those questions have done the wrong thing. They haven't done the wrong thing. They want to know the truth. So they should follow us and go and ask more questions, so that they will satisfy the spirits that are in them which want salvation. Thank you.
You read the Bible and go in accordance with it by justice, abominations, and ostracisms. You reach the point of God. Every word that comes from you will work as God himself made the whole world with his word. Even so, you are God. Well, a certain woman came to me, involved in certain activities that is not so much usual to herself. He came to me, and I laid hand upon her, and I told her, if he could really do away with Satan, wherever she calls me, I will be there, either day or night. So this woman went away. He usually called me Father, 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 Father. But one day, he met a certain disastrous sin. Two executioners faced him, and they could not kill that woman. He called upon my name, and I appeared. I appeared from the heavens with fire on me. The fire was thrown upon her, and the executioners ran away from her, two executioners. In this manner, can you do it? Except you come to the status of God by your ability to know and his mercy to receive you. When you transubstantiate, then you become God, and God is able to use you. God talks and I hear. As I'm standing here, my name is in the heavens, and the angels know me. They come, they bow before me as they bow before God. Even so, like yours, you too can fly, but we have not flown. That doesn't mean that nobody can do it. If so, then Christ could not have come at all. It tells us that we are Christians. You are Christ-like. And if Christ can see God, he will also represent you to his Father, to see him. Not that we see the face, even you go in the innermost of God to know how many angels contained in God. And it's a mystery. When you say mystery school, it's mystery altogether. Not that from Takoradi, I joined a car to come here and make what I like. Lies, I cannot lie. Those who like must come. This is the heavenly way, the only heavenly way. This is the only heavenly way. Justice, abominations, or sorrows, stop the Bible. Then you become God. This is what I tell you.